Hello, welcome back to Random BS. Hope everybody's safe and everybody's happy. Whoops, I didn't turn off my notifications again. Okay, so this is going to be quick anyway. Really, this time, really. I'm not going to read a post from Facebook. I might do that later when I'm cooking my soup that I keep talking about. I will read a post from my blog and then really just discuss ways to decalcify your pineal gland, and then that's it for this one. So this post was written on August 9th, 2015, and it's called Thoughts Paint the Canvas. Thoughts should not be taken for granted. Thoughts create our lives. They paint the canvas and create outcomes, so think positive thoughts. I could not be more serious. Does it take practice? Yes. For many, thinking positively all of the time must be practiced. I have a simple question for you. Do you want to have a positive or negative experiences? Choose positive and you will manifest positive experiences. Choose negative and you will experience negative experiences. It's that simple. Okay, and then I mentioned how I'm in the process of writing topic books for the I Am series, which I did a few years ago. They were very small ebooks that I posted online, which I'm sure I mentioned in another video, and some people bought them, and then I just couldn't do anything else with it because I lost it in the computer that I have with a cracked screen that's in storage that I can't get to yet. So that was a pretty quick post. I really don't know how I get all this stuff on my glasses. Okay, so we're having a heat wave here in May. We're having July weather in May, so I won't be out long today. I'll be back doing this and a little more research, because I'm finding out so many interesting things about people who think that they should have a career becoming billionaires doing one thing and then decide that they're going to run the world. Every time I do research and pull up the name of something that's going on medically or something to do with the United Nations or the WHO, the same name pops up magically. It's just something. I'm wondering if I should become a great software billionaire, and then maybe I'll be able to run the world too. Money sure influences a lot of people. Okay, so your thoughts should not be taken for granted, because every thought that you think comes to fruition. So basically, positive or negative, or meaning low vibrational or high vibrational. So you want the high vibrations. So I have exercises on here, but I'm not up to those posts yet for raising your frequency. So in other videos we'll discuss that. I also think I might get a microphone. I mean, I have a microphone, but I hook one up because I have a deep voice and I sound low when I listen to myself. So I'll have to fix that problem. Okay, and the last thing I wrote is gratitude is magnitude. So that's another way to raise your vibration, actually, if you're actually grateful for everything. Not just the good experiences, all experiences, because what you might call negative experiences actually teach you something, and you might not like it at the time, but if you would at the time take that negative experience and immediately turn it into something positive, like look for what you learned, or look for how it may have helped someone else, or it might help you in your future, then it changes immediately. And that's the best way to change something from negative to positive, instead of dwelling on it. And like I said in another video, some problems just don't go away, and you have to actually work through them or talk with someone about it if it happened because of someone else or with someone else. But most of the time you can just immediately turn it to the positives. This way you don't have to stay in that negative vibe, and once that gains momentum, it's worse. So you continue to experience those same bad things. So you don't want to do that. Okay, so we talked about the pineal gland last time, and there are many reasons why the pineal gland might be calcified or shut down, basically. And as I stated, the biggest thing that might do that or will do that is fluoride. So I don't really know too many people who drink tap water. I've never in my life, except for, well, maybe once or twice as a kid, had tap water. I grew up not drinking water. I know that sounds unhealthy. I'd like to say it was a conscious decision where I said growing up, no, I'm never touching that, because I just knew not to drink water. I don't know what it was. I was too young to figure it out, but I just would not have it. That's the same thing with me, like not watching the news, and I'm not tainted by all this BS that goes on in the media, because it's not something I ever watched. I'm not interested in the bull crap. I'm not interested in your lies. I'm not interested in you brainwashing me. And I was never interested in drinking water from the tap. I just thought, how disgusting that I'm drinking water that's coming out of pipes. And I grew up in New York, and the water was good tasting, but I just never wanted to drink it. So, I mean, they put a lot of fluoride in the water. But not everybody has that. There are, I think Europe, maybe all of Europe, does not have fluoride in their water. And then there's quite a few other countries that refuse it. So, because they know that it's bad for you. It's bad for your bones. It doesn't just calcify your pineal gland, it calcifies your bones. So between the fluoride in the water and in toothpaste and the fluoride treatment you may get from the dentist, you have a pretty large intake of fluoride. So that even goes for bottled water. Like, I only drink spring water because the bottled water that's purified, it's not that it really tastes bad, but if you're taking water, and we're supposed to drink water, like natural water, like from springs or whatever, because there's vitamins, minerals, if you're taking that out by purifying it and throwing in fluoride, why would anybody want to drink it? I don't want to drink it. So that's something that you should stop drinking if you're drinking tap water for sure. And then you probably don't want to have purified water also, because there's already natural fluoride in spring water, and we need that. But the fluoride that they put in the water is not the same. It's not naturally occurring fluoride, so it's very harmful to us in every way possible. So you don't want that. Let's see, pineal gland. Okay, and so for people who don't know, and some people question it, like, how do I open my pineal gland? Was it ever opened? Yes, you're born perfect. And then you are indoctrinated into this matrix, and then you're brainwashed, and then you have fluoride and all of pollution and everything, this disgusting stuff going around. Then the Wi-Fi and just everything around us. And so it's not very healthy. None of this is healthy for us. So it's a good idea to eat a diet that consists of things that will always, so basically like a pineal gland diet. I mean, you take care of other parts of your body. You really want to take care of that, especially if you want to be an awakened person and not be a brainwashed fool in this matrix. You can't really go through life awakened in this matrix if you're not fully open. Like your chakras have to be open, all of them, so your body can function. That's basically what we call harmony. So when they're not, you're pretty much out of balance. But it's easier to open the other chakras or just keep them balanced and healthy, because the fluoride attacks your pineal gland even more so than your bones. It's kind of like a magnet, you know. It goes straight to the pineal gland. So again, toothpaste, the fluoride treatments, they have toothpaste without fluoride, Tom's of Maine, and then the Hello one that I showed you the other day. It has that charcoal, the Hello. Oh, and I forgot. The Tom's of Maine, not only do they have the fluoride, that I've been using that one for years without the fluoride, they also now came out with the charcoal, so toothpaste. So when you brush your teeth and it looks black, it looks like charcoal. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't like it at first, but as long as there's no fluoride in it, I'm not going to complain. Let's see. So also, you know, they call the pineal gland the seat of the soul. It's like your spirit line, and it's supposed to be soft. So of course, when it's calcified, it's not only shut, but it's hard. That's not healthy. Okay, so I'm not going to say I'm on a diet to keep my pineal gland healthy. I mean, I should be. I just started drinking less sugar, because sugar, like I said in the other video, calcifies your pineal gland. And so we do need sugar for energy, but you can minimize the amount that you use. I don't know how much you use. I was using a teaspoon per night in my tea, and I guess because it was right before bedtime, it was a bad idea. And so just honey and turmeric now without sugar. Okay, and speaking of turmeric, that's good to actually decalcify your pineal gland. So it's called turmeric. It's also called tamarind. Okay, so avocados, prunes, almonds, raisins, dates, hazelnuts, those things that are high in boron, you need to decalcify your pineal gland. Also, I eat a lot of pineapple. I love pineapple. I can eat a whole pineapple, but it's good for you. And it's really funny. Pineal gland, pineapple, so you won't forget that, right? Okay, so you can also look up tonic herbs on the internet, and I don't know who to recommend as far as being the best one, but they aid in opening your pineal gland. So, of course, meditation opens your pineal gland, but you really need to have it decalcified. Maybe since I'm not, I'll read one more post, and then I guess I'm going to be finished, so I can nap, do a little bit of work, go visit somebody, and come home and get back to you with my soup. I haven't even had room in my refrigerator, so it's still waiting to be cooked and eaten. That's also very healthy. We'll discuss that later, though. Okay, so August 12th, 2015, we are energy, yet we only use 10% of our brain's power. We are energy, all of us. We can be nothing else. God is energy and is omnipresent and can be nothing else. Energy can change forms, and so he can. We are energy. Can we change forms? Really? Did I write this? Well, since we use only 10% of our brain's power and have to learn how to change reality, which we should all be doing since birth, and notice, though, that children they believe. That's the whole difference. Because a child says, I want this, or I want to do this, or I want to grow up and be that. And then the parents, because they're brainwashed in the matrix, say, you need to be realistic, you can't do that. That's a shot. You're shooting your kid down. So your kid can do anything he or she wants to do. So I guess better to stay out of it or support it, but don't shoot the kid down. I remember my daughter asking me, she was pretty upset last year. She's like, well, I don't know why you never pushed me to do anything, like, for a certain career. And I said, well, that's not really my business. Like, I'm not going to tell you, you need to be a doctor, you need to be a lawyer. I've seen that all too often growing up. I'm not living your life. You need to do what makes you happy. You see, this is the whole thing. Another thing in the Matrix. It's almost like nobody is themselves. I mean, you told what to do your entire life. This is bad, this is bad, this is bad. You can't do this, you can't do that. This is what I want you to be. This is how you have to talk. This is pathetic. So, well, since we only use 10% of our brain's power and have to learn how to change reality, which we should all be doing since birth, it is highly doubtful that we can change forms when many of us cannot change reality to that which we desire. I did say to that which we desire. We create reality all of the time. Unfortunately, it is typically not the reality that we would choose to live. Imagine being happy for the rest of your lives. Can you? Imagine being abundant and comfortable and in love. These are not things that we typically imagine, are they? Instead, we use words to describe what we want, and those words put in our minds into thoughts that we are saying, and we lose. I would read that again, but I'll just explain it because that was weird. For instance, we say, I am not happy, and I wish I can be happy. Well, saying I am not happy right there, catch this now, that thought and comment created a future outcome. Therefore, you will not be happy. When you say, I wish, you are creating nearly the same outcome, except the outcome will be that you continue to wish that you are happy. Make sense? And that's true. And it's always because it's the resistance that you're creating. And it's not easy to change, so you have to be aware of it and do exercise and change it. Now, some people say when they're practicing the law of attraction or practicing anything to better yourself, some people say use sticky notes, and then some people say don't use sticky notes. Well, do. If you're more comfortable using sticky notes, use them. And the reason why I tell people to use sticky notes is because you have a routine, typically. It doesn't matter what you are, whether you're a housewife or you go to work. You wake up and then you do the same thing all day long, and then you don't have time for yourself. So probably if you don't do this, you're not going to remember, right? You have so much else going on. So if you have sticky notes on your medicine cabinet or near your bed at night, you can remind yourself to think about yourself. Or you can, some people use pictures, some people use words. Sure, you can say, I love myself, I am abundant, I am this, I am that, I need to spend more time with myself, or I spend more time with myself. And so people who are in the routine, say 5 days a week, and then they use their weekends for doing laundry and catching up on things, they just they don't remember. It's not even that they don't have time. You don't make time for something if you don't remember. So by all means, if you need to remember to focus on yourself and in your desires, and you're not going to remember, you should use sticky notes wherever you are most, whether it's by your coffee pot, your refrigerator. You can look at it while you're brushing your teeth in the morning, so maybe on your medicine cabinet. Okay. These are not things that we typically imagine. Instead, okay. I remember, I forgot his name. He was the man who, his book or his videos, I think there are 3 parts. He talks with God. Yeah, I forgot. I watched that a few years ago. And what he said is true. I mean, it really makes sense, right? So, I think he said something in his My Conversation with God, it was called, or 3 conversations with God. And he said something like, I wish this and I wish that, and basically what his inner being was saying, well, that's right, or I want, that's right, you want, and so you're going to keep wanting. I wish, so you're going to keep wishing, basically. So it's not I wish and I want, it's I have and I am, and the feeling that goes along with it. It has to be more intentional. Because, like I said in another video, you constantly get back what you think you're asking for, but you're not. Because I am happy should be just that. I am happy, but not with the other thoughts that surround it. Well, I'm not happy because I don't have this. I'm not happy because I don't have that. So basically all of your wants, due to your belief system in this matrix, come with a condition. So until the condition is met, you're not going to be happy. Because typically, well, so I'm not really happy because I don't have this amount of money. I'm not happy because so even though you're saying I am happy, you're also thinking that you're not happy. So since that's stronger than the want, or yes, that which you want to manifest, since that's stronger, that's what is going to be attracted back to you. Because even though you're saying you are something, you're not believing that you are, and you're not in that space of it. I mean, exactly, you're not in, so you don't believe it. So you have to really not only work on your belief system, which we're going to be discussing a lot, but it's hard to get people to believe that they should believe and that they're not really believing. And it's hard for them to catch themselves because it's a bad habit that we all have. That it's not here right now, so I don't see it, so I don't have it, so therefore I'm not happy. Therefore I'm not abundant. Blah, blah, blah. So, when you say I wish, you are creating nearly the same outcome, except the outcome will be that you continue to wish that you are happy. Makes sense? Okay. Please read my books, thoughts, and okay, so, well, that's it. That was my second post. We spoke of the pineal gland, a little bit of law of attraction. So basically for this video I'm finished. Oh, and in 25 minutes. Check that out. Okay, so I'm going to nap after I have a piece of pineapple. And I will see you in the next video. And thank you for listening. Be safe.